Where is my cervix during ovulation? I've heard that can tell me when I'm due to ovulate.
Where it needs to be to maximize the odds of conception.
That's not the answer I was looking for.
The cervix softens when you are fertile, as well as changes position.
I've heard it feels like the end of your nose. I've never actually felt it though.
The cervix will be softer when you are fertile than when you're ovulating, and it will literally be easier to feel because it will be lower when you are fertile.
What do you mean lower?
When you are ovulating, the cervix tends to be located further inside than when you aren't ovulating.
So if I can't feel it, I'm ovulating.
Based on your lack of experience, it is possible you can't feel it because you don't know how far to reach in or don't know what to look for.
I'd like to know what to look for when ovulating.
Only a doctor would see if it is open as it is during ovulation. Cervical mucus is the better indicator of ovulation than seeing if you can feel for the cervix and assuming if you don't feel it low, you're fertile.
I don't know what cervical mucus indicates.
The cervical mucus is made by the cervix. When you are ovulating, it becomes clear.
All the discharge is white or off-white.
It will be white when you aren't ovulating, though it can be the color if you have a social disease too.
If I have a social disease, that's a different problem.
The cervical mucus will become clear and watery when you are ovulating, so that it is easier for sperm to get through.
I've heard it described as slippery.
Yes, you can call it that too. When you are at the least fertile point, it becomes tacky and a lot less abundant.
So the best sign I am fertile is light, slippery stuff on my underwear that I can see instead of reaching up to see what I feel.
If you can feel the cervix, you probably aren't pregnant. If he says he can feel the cervix when having sex, that doesn't matter.
It matters more about how he feels about having sex during my fertile time than whether he can feel anything other than what he's supposed to feel.
I know you want to know when you are fertile to maximize the odds for conception. Just have sex every other night at a minimum, and you should get pregnant.
I worry about the scheduling.
So plan on having sex every night. I am pretty sure of how he'll feel if you tell him that's the schedule.
What drives the changes in cervix location?
The same hormonal cycle that causes the ovaries to prep and release an egg, but most people don't know how the cervix should feel or are able to feel it, so the other indicators are a better measure of fertility.
Sure, like the plus on the ovulation test.